Rise!
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to a new stream of Transformers of Worlds. We're back after 2 weeks and we've got a big program today.
Yeah, we have lots of exciting things to show for once. I think the last few streams, like we didn't actually got in time to show new bots or the new combat bots, but now we have all of them. So hopefully it's gonna be an exciting stream for everyone.
Watching us today on Facebook, there is Samuel Greb. Hello to you, Al Vega, Victor Muir, Claire Verdon, Paul Claire Verdon, and Johnny Nieto. And hello to Thomas Elrich.
And from Twitch, hello to Talatra, Jeffrey, Darth Tyler 00, Lasercrow 80, Skinny 33, Lord Draghi, CJ Alvin, Bobby Bless, Eviden, Techno HLX, Ben Cumin, and Games Daily 12.
And from YouTube, our friends that are visiting: Blast Wave, Error Sans, Michael Rabi, If Plays, Sharksy, Seldel, Chris Nakul, Furkan Danisman, Ian McIntyre, Dainis Kutu, and many others that have joined today for the stream. So hello to all.
Welcome to everybody. So yeah, today, big program. We will go through the events that Jairo will present you. We will also showing the next new combat bot who are Dodge and
Dial and Overkill.
My notes were wrong and I just caught myself saying it wrong. Dial and Overkill. Finally, we're going to show the next two bots as well, Afterbreaker and Flamewar. And we'll have some information on the Shanix store update later down the stream.
Nice. Yeah, the confusion is legit because here, Dial, he looks very much like a Decepticon with the colors and everything, but he's not. He's the Autobot new recruit. So yeah, we have another weekend. Starting with the event, it's a prime event because every saga we have one. And because we do every 2 weeks the stream, it seems like I'm always talking about this event. But it's not it's kind of the same setup, 30 prestigious, triple XP, kind of you can take it easy. And the Spark this time is Combat Spark, kind of in line with the new combat bots that are now to be released. And you can go through to win also some Energon, Alloy, battle boosters to keep helping you to do the battles, and then the cherry on top that are the premium shards. Using them you can unlock premium cores that are very powerful, prime cores. And if you have them all, you can then exchange these shards to get some G-Metal, either for your bots or for your buildings, some G-Metal cores. And that's the event. So it's an ATP, it's an alliance. You can play with your friends, sync up with them, and go over these 30 prestiges. So it's kind of an easy one for this weekend.
Easy one, because next week it's time for the new bots. It will be the end of the saga. It will be just an totalizer event, but it will be coming next week. So more prestige and more time for people to play and level up their bots.
It is, and yeah, some special editions there. It will be fun to see them.
Cool. Are we doing the dialogue or?
Yeah, we can jump straight.
We will
Straight.
do the Decepticon dialogue this week because there's a lot of female in the Autobot one, in the part one, so we'll let you discover this without a voice butchering those nice female characters. Here we go. For the last time, Megatron. For the last time, Megatron, don't tell me nothing. He's into need to know, and I clearly don't need to know.
I believe him. Ronamac's not really built for either evasion or holding out under duress.
Unfortunately, Elita One, I agree. Question is now we got him. Do we toss him back or fillet him?
The former, RC, definitely the former. With a quick short-term neural memory wipe first. Whatever. Trust me, I ain't never admitting this happened to me.
I fear Chromia, and he hopes we might have harbor about this being a cover behind enemy lines operation. Just went to hell in a handbasket.
Autobots! Right in our backyard. The nerve at it.
Yeah, enough lesser ordnance. Admittedly, they got Ranamac hung up like a landed halibut.
Oh, the ignominy.
Skull Smasher, Mind Wipe, get them!
Music to my audio receptors.
Hey, Starscream. Looks like we got ourselves a Wumble in the red sector.
So deal with it, Lockdown. I have more pressing matters to attend to. Before we import our saboteur, I need to make sure our new combat pod recruit slips in unnoticed.
Indeed. This mutual transparency pact with the Autobots means we must endeavor to use sleight of hand in such undertakings.
Well, I'm the expert. Got him, meat. Overkill.
That wasn't pleasant, to say the least. Who can take it out on?
Swindle's always available.
Hey! He beat my haft.
And Flamewar.
I thought I would drop her Soundwave, where, in accordance with Megatron wishes, she can do most damage most quickly. It's so hard to make these voices because I know in my head the voice in the cartoon in English, but I cannot make it. Just doesn't games.
This is a real job, a real profession, and obviously it is not ours.
and we're gonna stick with our morning job.
Absolutely. Oh, that is Starscream. Yes, Mega. Oh man.
I mean, we had Adam, which was a bit better in doing the voices, but he's doing other things at the moment. So we definitely will need more voice actors joining us. I think there's a few like good fans I know that are doing voice actors playing the game. Maybe we should invite them in all the stream and just get them to do all the voices. It would be the best stream ever.
Yeah, that would be nice, actually.
Good. Awesome. So, where are we moving on?
Should we already move on? Yeah, we can already show the characters. There are a couple of questions. So I'm going to show the character. If you want to just like have a look at the questions, write them in. And in the meantime, I am going to show Dial and Overkill.
So there's some questions about the achievements. If we're going to have an update for extra upgrade level 65 and other things, Jairo?
Yes, it's actually in front of me in some of the work I'm doing, and yes, they are coming soon. Just to update them to a level where matches the actual level of players and different actions they can do in game. So short answer, yes, they are on the table and they will come.
Okay, that was quick. So there's Tile. I keep mentioning the map too. Oh, that's overkill.
So that is Dial.
Dial.
Yeah, so here's how we look. Yeah, so we use some G1 illustration for him. There's quite a lot of questions around like how this bots look. I mean, so for Dial, we have used some G1 illustration. So this is how it looks. Obviously, some people were saying it looks more like some Decepticon colors, but yeah, it's just the way it looks.
He looks cute though, even though he's purple. He looks really great, I think.
And finally, we have Overkill. For Overkill, we kind of we use the same colors. What we try and do was to use the Universe toy for him. So it looks a little bit different than the illustration that, for example, we have used for Dial as a G1. It looks more like the toy from 2008 in the Universe toy line. It looks quite cool, but yeah, they are like a little bit like strange character in terms of faction. One look a little bit more Autobot and the other one look Decepticon. But
I think also with Overkill, it's because he has a more reflective kind of. Because I have seen some illustrations that was like, you know, it has a kind of a gray and then a darker blue color, but because he's reflective metallic, it's actually the different lighting in the showroom makes him look a bit more different colors. But if you see him on the dialogue, I mean, he was much different and more closely to the one that's I think people will experience in battle. So we talk about what they do then.
Yeah, so they are like minion combat core. That means that you can equip them on literally every bot in the game, depending on the faction, of course. And they will appear in the battle a few seconds after you drop the bot. Oh, we can actually see it.
Yeah, we can show them in the trooping floor.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's here, so you can see Dial. So it's the same kind of bot as Ravage and Night Stalker. So they will arrive on the battlefield, and the description just gives you how much health and damage they cause per second. So because they are kind of like an extra troop in your squad. What they can do as well, that they can set, both of them, they can set enemies on fire. So they will create this kind of like damage over time fire thing, which other combat core can interact with and create more damage. And also they will replenish their health based on the damage they deal. So every time they deal damage, 50% of that will heal themselves. So it's the same thing as Black Arachnia technique, for example.
Yeah.
And Cheetor, yeah. So we can show them in battle. So what we really try to do, so they are the only second to real minion, if we don't count Lionizer and Kalgut. Wait, this one. So what we wanted to achieve with this one is just like they are minions, but we wanted to give them like a bit of a different field than Night Stalker and Ravage. So what they do is they deal a little bit more damage than Ravage and Night Stalker, and they have less health. So what we try to achieve during the playtest, and one of the feedback was that, oh yeah, but if they have less health, that's a little bit of a problem because the survivability of the bot will be shorter. But what we did as well is like we made it a little bit slower. So you can see it here. It tends to just like stick to the squad and will less than Ravage and Night Stalker. It will not just like go in the front and just attack defenses on its own. Ravage and Night Stalker do that because they actually have this like stealth ability that triggers sometimes and like allows them to do this.
I mean, in this squad, he probably will run to the front because most people are gunners. But you can also see that he's kind of recovering his health too, which will be, of course, a bit more like depending on how much damage he does on higher levels. But yeah, it's an extra addition. It's a bit different than the Night Stalker, who has just the random stealth. So I think it's a different and cooler option. It's variety for people that want to just have a companion bots instead of equipping the combat that actually change the weapons.
What happened here? I just didn't really follow that battle. I was just following the bot. So yeah. So yeah, I think they're pretty cool. Like it was quite straightforward, but they're kind of like a good companion for like your walking squad. They're gonna stay around, and yeah, they're a good proposition all in all.
Do extra damage, and that's what you need. I mean, a lot of times, like in battles now, you think you have finished everything, or like you have some other like minion pop up, or you have like the robots and extra like defensive. So it's really good. I think all these extra minions just adding extra stuff you have to deal with in the battle.
Yeah, straight from Ravage and Night Stalker at the beginning, I think we set the bar quite high in terms of like the amount of HP and damage they do.
I mean, they are rabbits, so they are one of the
of
most
course.
well-known ones.
But what I mean is like they have more than like the minions of like other bots that were like, for example, Blaster and Soundwave though. So yeah.
Cool. So the challenge battle, I think, is available now for everyone to play, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And you will be able to acquire these new bots through the bundles starting from tomorrow.
Yeah, that is correct. I am enabling now the challenge battle, so you can play it now.
Yeah, so also they are not available in the chip, in the free chip, or in the 5-star for now, but they will be added in the future. I think we're also doing some change. We're adding some extra 5-star combat bots now, tomorrow, I think, or
Yes, we are adding Trenchfoot and Caliburs into the 5-star lineup. That will happen today too. Just something quick I have to do. And then that means they are also put in the premium and the free crystal, so it drops from these places. So actually premium and free crystal, they already drop. And then later today, I mean later after the stream, the 5-star version will be added.
Okay, let's do some answers and Q&A, I think, for the time before moving on to Flamewar and Afterbreaker. So a lot of people are asking what's happening with the Omega Supreme and Overlord, the parts. So for the people that didn't get the 3-star part in the event, it's actually now available in the Sonic store since the content update earlier today. As for the 4-star, we are gonna have an event where people can actually win the 4-star part, and that is gonna happen in the next saga. So after Flamewar and Afterbreaker, we're gonna have an event where you actually be able to get from the event the 4-star part. So it will be, I think, I don't know, 3 weeks from now or something like that, 4 weeks, somewhere there.
Yeah, it's around this 2-3 weeks.
So it is coming for every people that are waiting for the next step.
Yes. Some people is asking, I don't see the 3-star part in the Shanix shop. That means you own it already, because remember we had an event about it. Most people is likely they have already, so you won't be able to see it if you already own it. Yeah, and that's why you won't see it on the Shanix store.
If you don't have it and you still can see it, you can put a ticket in there for the community report and we can have a look. Because there can always be some.
Yeah.
So,
what
other questions there are?
Yeah, along with the Shanix store, the Shanix update with Omega Supreme and Overlord 3-star part, you have noticed there is a G1 metal core chip. We have talked, it's been long requested, and now it's there. It's kind of a special chip because it has no bronzes. It has silver, gold, or G metal. Still, the main source for G1 cores is, of course, the bot duplicates. But this is a way where you can drop some Shanix to get better chances to get this G1 cores, and it's always a silver guaranteed, so it's always a good way to get XP for your other cores. But yeah, this is there, so you can have another source of G metal cores. And if you are chasing a particular one, of course, it will be always better to just chase for that bot duplicates.
Does the new G1 core chip actually include the latest G1 cores for the 7th batch?
Yeah, it's up to 1 to 7. So all of them are there. All of them are possible drops.
There's another question about if we're gonna get hard mode for Cybertron Wars. I did promise that like a couple weeks ago. The only reason why it's not there yet is because I kind of want to update this when we get the new Prime League effects and the updated hard mode effects. We're planning to do that for next week, though we might, if there are other things coming, it might be delayed. But when that happens, when we update the Prime League effects and the hard mode effects, we will be unlocking the hard mode for Cybertron leagues too. So stay tuned for that. Is there any progress on the Devastator buff? People are asking.
There's only so much time in a week, and unfortunately, there hasn't. Yeah, the intention is still there. Unfortunately, I'm also going to be on vacation next week, so it's going to have to wait a little bit. I'm sorry about that.
It's coming. It's
coming.
Takes time, especially when you design new bots and stuff. So there was a question about what happens with the Z Energon. Like after, like a lot of people are like now completing the HQ17 base and the running of things to do with the Z Energon. As you said, like we have plans for it. So a lot of the ability level 11 is gonna require Z Energon to upgrade. But we do know that a lot of our people want to do something else with it in the meantime. So we are gonna have. So the best, I think, in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna have a few things happening. So we're gonna have the first introductions of ability level 11. It's not gonna be for all bots because what we want to do, as we said, is gonna be special. So the level 11 for abilities is gonna be a special ability. So it's gonna be, for example, like if you have just, we might try to do the area of effect that the projectile does when it does the ability have more range. This is an example. This is not going to be how it's going to be, but this is what we want to do. So we want to make special abilities, and of course this takes a lot of time. Special tweaks to the abilities that they already have. So we have the technology that's going to be coming with the next version. When that's going live, we're probably going to do bots. We don't know yet, like if it's 5 or 10 bots, and then over time we're going to do the rest because it takes time. All that will probably require Spark and Z Energon, so you might want to save it for that. Also, the other things coming is you're gonna have the ability of using the Z Energon to purchase a new kind of item, which is a Troop XP item. So it would be an item that would have like a certain amount of experience, like 500,000 experience points or 1 million experience points. So what you can do is using Z Energon to purchase this item, and then you can give it directly to any bot you want. This, we understand, is not gonna be as good as, you know, going and level this bot on in an event, but it will be something that you can give to other bots if you have the Z Energon to spare that you don't have the time to level, or if it's something for free-to-play players that they can just use the Energon to get them like a lot of experience and just throw it to one bot. So all that will be coming in. I don't know yet. It's still like we're still finalizing the last piece of work for that, but they will be coming out in the next month or so.
Cool. So many new things in the way. Yeah, we have been fruitful these last weeks. A lot of new stuff and more to come.
What else is there?
They are calling Dial. No, that's Overkill. They are calling Overkill Mini-Me Grimlock, and he really has a look.
Yeah, he has a little bit. I know where they come from on that.
What else?
I mean, I could show the bots right now. So if you want to,
let's move to the bots while I would pick some more questions from the channels.
Cool.
So yeah, next week, Afterbreaker and Flamewar. Let's start with Afterbreaker, who has a really, really cool guns, and has this kind of You can see it's like sort of like motorcycle visor on top of his head, because when it transforms.
There was a request from someone that we should rename him back to Afterbreaker.
Yeah.
It's definitely not up to us, guys, so don't ask us for that.
Yeah. There was some question on Discord as well about that, and it's just like I replied, it's just not up to us. So we transform into this kind of like futuristic motorcycle. We can see the guns that are like on his hands are just like attached on the side. And the transformation is pretty cool. Well, very simple, seamless. Bragging a little bit at the end of it.
It's very cool. It's very unique also.
I love this like two-hand one.
Yeah, we don't have much motorcycle in the game. So
I think it's the second one.
second one, right? Yeah.
After Rust Dust, there's another unfortunately there's another motorcycle that passed away, and we couldn't get into the game. So was it Groove? I didn't actually make the Defensor patch. Cool. Shall we see the Decepticon one, and then we can start talking about their abilities?
So there's Flamewar. It was a lot of work actually went into her. She has like really cool illustration. She didn't have a really great toy, in my honest opinion. Maybe you shouldn't say that. So we just kind of like, we spent quite a lot of time working on the proportion and all of it. So I hope you like it. She has also like this massive wheels here. And you can see how she's been transformed.
I love the donuts.
Yeah, and that's cool. Yeah, she's kind of like has a more simpler sort of motorcycle, more like kind of like contemporary, less futuristic. The transformation coming from the motorcycle to the bot is really, I don't know. You see every step and you see where the legs are, and it's quite fun.
It looks like a custom bike, and how the wheel separates. It's pretty cool.
And she has this like massive sort of gun as well.
It's a gun bow, right?
It's sort of a bow. We used it a little bit differently because we wanted to make her a scout. So she's doing same as Bumblebee. You know, she's doing that sort of like electricity bolt that amp stun the enemies.
I love that gun, by the way. He just popped it over.
Yeah, I think if we stay here, we should be able to see it again.
Yeah.
And she also kind of have like a flamethrower in the other one. I wanted just to play on the fact that, you know, she's called Flamewar and she has like this flame on her leg and on the side of the motorcycle.
I think the reason also why we did Flamewar is because a lot of people were asking for another female Decepticon, and we had promised like ages ago, like, yeah, you're gonna get one, and here's the finally is, and also she pairs really nicely with Afterbreaker because they're both motorcycles, so we can make the similar abilities for both. Yeah. It's always a plus.
Yeah, I think the first idea was to release her at the same time as Chromia, and then we realized like because they were both motorcycle, it was just the best option.
Yeah, but then Chromia also changed. She used to be motorcycle back in one toy integration, but then when Seeds came out, so she became a card. So it was better to just change the pairings a bit.
Yeah, I wonder if these flames are like tattoos for Transformers.
Like she should be doing flames on the ground while she's
yeah. Then your phone smells like burnt rubber. That's pretty cool. It's really cool.
So shall we talk about the abilities, maybe?
Yeah, so talking about that, you must have seen the sort of donut that she does, like when she's in the showroom. We wanted to play on that. So she is driving around the base and creating a ring of fire inside the kind of like path she follows around the defenses. So it's called sabotage because it has to do with a bio as well that Simon Furman wrote. So the ability creates a ring of fire that deals, so you can see it here, it's barely upgraded, but that deals for 47.2 damage. So this damage is on all the defenses that are like caught in the ring of fire, and it does it over time. I think it lasts for 15 seconds, more or less. And then while she drives around the ring of fire, she also shoots some bolts of electrical fire. She does that up to 8 times, and this electrical fire disables the defenses and cause some instant damage as well. So I think if I...
A lot of the big thing what people, especially the playtesters, loved was that it actually disables any kind of shielding in the area. That includes trucks and cutthroat cloud. So as an outpost bot, is pretty powerful. So while that effect is on, and you do have like any bot that has a shield attack or it has like trucks and cutthroat cloud, then they will lose the effect that the cloud or the shield causes to them while that ability is on. So it's really strong for defense if, of course, people don't counter it with a combiner. But even for offense, you could easily disrupt like defensors or abominus like shield that they spawn after they die, or any kind of other kind of shield that we might be doing. So like the shield generator or the HQ shield. So it's gonna be cool and really useful, I think. So, and also including it does a lot of damage. So
yeah, we can demonstrate it quickly.
there is an exception, as some people remind me. It does exclude Hot Rod and Nemesis Prime, I think. Right?
Yeah, it was a bit of a hardcore, but we kind of decided it was not really a shield. It was just like the blazing of the matrix that makes you invulnerable, and nothing can beat that. So
yeah.
yeah. So yeah. So yeah, we're mainly gonna demonstrate the damage here and the disabling, because there is no shield on that battle.
Well, yeah, we should have like red alert or someone, and because if it's on the outpost, you can actually demonstrate it. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So if, for example, like the shield generator was there and you would use the ring of fire that they created with sabotage around it, all the adjacent building around the shield would lose their shield. Yeah. So that's how it would work on offense. And that's how you could also protect yourself from defense, as we mentioned it. So yeah, if you go, I just coupled it with Chromia that also like stuns. So there's just like massive amount of stun happening here. Yeah.
It's a proper sabotage team there.
Yeah.
It's so cool when it does the skill and on fire.
Let's do it again over here. Yeah, so it goes around. You can see like now there are 2 circles because Flamewar just got out of her own outpost.
Nice.
What am I doing here? Sometimes I struggle a little bit with the challenge battle while I'm talking, but like I think this team is pretty strong. Yeah, so it does a reasonable amount of damage as well. There was this thing that is circling around the defenses, and we were thinking, oh, it might take some damage doing that, but because it's also disabling the target inside the ring, it actually like hamper the damage it receives. So it's also it's relatively resistant still.
And drives goes somewhere.
Cool.
Yeah.
So there will definitely be a lot of videos from the YouTubers covering the game and more in-depth look on them. But yeah, they're pretty interesting, and it's another option. Like a lot of people's like they say like, oh, what can we do about cutthroat and trucks? And this is an option now that you could have. So yeah, it would be cool, and it will be coming in next week to the game.
It also like if you put it on defense, there is the shield component, but that's also like it also covers quite a bit of ground. So it could be useful if you have like, a batch of like walking bots coming into the outpost as well. So
Yeah.
Nice. So when they get released next week, so all the excitement there, and they will be here pretty soon. So that's good news.
Cool.
Cool.
Let's see if there's any questions. Some people were asking to see what the range of your ability is.
oh, should I show that again?
Yeah, let's just take it one more time while I just try to get a few more questions. So some people hire like questions like they're asking if some people again Lord Draghi. So they're asking if we're gonna have another 2 million 5-star event anytime again.
Well, we stated that was kind of a special situation there, where we were all at home, and yeah, things still are kind of similar. But 2 million is so hard for many people.
Yeah, I think even a million can be quite
Yeah,
challenging
it's
for
challenging.
alliances. I've been there, and you just pretty much have to work a lot of the time. So
Yeah, I mean that's why we have the hard tiers on other events, right? You can go up to 8,000 or something like this, because people just want to get XP and then you get some spark. But
yeah,
but
it's not nice when you have stuff like 5 stars
yeah,
starts, because everyone then thinks like, oh, we need to actually to try really hard, and then also the top alliances that can actually do it more easily will get more advantage because it will get more 5-star shards. So I
yeah,
think it's better to just keep 1 million or when you need to push people up.
that's the answer. Maybe our next pandemic we can do something like this. Nah, just kidding, just kidding.
One at a time.
Also, it was that one was an extra day too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, pandemic is kind of still here, and still people are back in the office, not working remotely and stuff. But still, like, we rather not have to involve people for 4 days playing an event.
Yeah, it was good for some, but it wasn't that good for the many. We tend to do what's better and best for all players, and many felt like burnout and that they couldn't participate as much as they wanted, right? So we will stick just to the 1 million for the hardest ones.
Cool. Other questions? Transfood is being added to the free chip this week. I think that is correct.
Yeah.
We said it's 5-star, but it's also increase on the free chip.
Yep.
There was a question earlier. I think we mentioned some people were asking if the 4-star part for Omega Supreme and Overlord will be in the Shining Store or via an event.
This will be an event to start with. The future remains to be seen. Probably could be in the Sonic Store, but we're not going to promise that this is going to happen. But for sure to start, it will be an event.
And it won't be an easy one; it will be a hard one. So
Yeah,
there's a good chance to grind there.
I don't know. Can we actually talk about the event since it's coming up, or I don't know? Leave it to Hyro.
Yeah, well, we know we want to run a leaderboard, right? Leaderboard event for this one.
So it is gonna be a leaderboard event for the 4-star part. So this is one of the reasons why this saga was a bit shorter, because we wanted more time for the last leaderboard event. So it will be a leaderboard event. So the top 5 alliance will be able. We might tweak it. I don't know what the setup is gonna be. Hyro is gonna figure that out. So the only few top alliances will get the 4-star part, and then maybe other alliances will get some chance to get that. But yeah, we still haven't done the setup. But it's gonna be a leaderboard event, and it's gonna be, I think, in the next 3 weeks or something. So coming quite soon.
Yeah, the idea behind is that giving this edge to the people that is willing to fight for it, this advantage, and then after some time it will go to the usual Shanix store so everyone can get it.
And it is a Forza combiner, so
It's
a lot
pretty
of
cool.
people. I mean, you're already gonna have it, and you probably will be able to have it by just playing the game and have maybe Sonics. But yeah, like we're giving it actually out there. So
Yes. More questions. Fabian is having the time of his life destroying the bases.
I just realized that I didn't play for 15 seconds and I didn't know where I left that battle, but I'm back at it.
Good. So I'm trying
What
to see if
else?
there's any other questions. There was a lot of talk about genders in Transformers, so
Yeah,
we'll skip that.
it's swampy to discuss that. There is a lot of writing around, and actually a lot from Simon Furman, who set some of the theories and bases for it. But it also depends on the different alternative realities. So it's a good read
It,
for sure, but nothing
it
set.
just makes yourself ask a lot of questions, but
Yeah.
let's leave it at that.
Took of War anytime soon. Yes, yes. I'm looking for a spot for it because it needs some preparation, but it's on my mind and it should be soonish.
Like there was a question about Cispray G1 core, and actually that gave me like a great idea now. Like
You just got an idea for Cispre G1 core.
yeah, we could just have his ability just come go through and then cancel Trax's ability.
Do you know that? Do you know? I read that before. It says like since it's a tornado, it can dissipate the smoke.
But we didn't know we could do that until quite recently when we started working on Flamewar. So this is actually maybe it could be possible now. That'll be fun.
I thought we were going to put Sharticons in it inside the tornado,
Uh,
but
that's another thing. Yeah.
could be.
We'll see when we get around to the next patch. We might actually consider him because he will be fun to do something like that. Should we do some trivia, by the way? Because we're now 45 minutes in.
Yes, of course. As usual, thanks Nathan for the questions that you send us every 2 weeks, so we can have some good trivia here. I will start with question one, and it's kind of related with Afterburner, Afterbreaker character, and it says the following. In the 1981 Marvel UK annual, there was a story that gave the Autobots peace. Afterburner slash Afterbreaker was present when Rodimus Prime announced the end of the Cybertronian Civil War. But which subgroup did Afterbreaker, the Technobots, turn on reigniting the Civil War?
This is a long, complicated
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. And the part of the question I'm not getting into. Which subgroup
Subgroup.
did Afterbreaker slash the Technobots turn on reigniting the Civil War? So basically, there was peace, and then there wasn't, and it was because some subgroup reignited the Civil War.
So which subgroup did Afterbreaker the Technobots? I guess Afterbreaker
So
group
the
the
Technobots
Technobots
turned on
on.
to a group. The Technobots turned on to a group
Oh man.
to which Afterbreaker belonged to reignite the Civil War.
Okay, yeah, that's the one we finally got it done.
Okay, and yeah, 1989 Marvel UK annual. That's the story.
Well, Afterbreaker belongs to a group, and that's quite famous. I mean, that's quite well known. So you can just go for your first punch.
And when you get it, remember player name, HQ level, alliance name, so we can find you and send you some freebies.
Okay, I'll just repeat the question then. So in the 1999 Marvel UK annual, there was a story that gave the Autobots peace. Afterburner, Afterbreaker, was present when Rodimus Prime announced the end of the Cybertron Civil War. But which subgroup did Afterbreaker, the Technobots, turn on, reigniting the Civil War? It's not that much clearer.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully, some people will get it.
So the main question is like, which group did the Technobots turn on to reignite the Civil War after the 1989 Marvel UK comic story where the Autobots had peace? That's the question.
And Afterbreaker belongs to that group. So that's the link to the Autobots.
That's the link, but it's not really important.
And we have a hint. Well, it's part of the comic. It's not even a hint, so I can show it.
So it's not a group we actually have in the game. That's the second hint. Oh, it is a quite popular one.
And you have an image of the comic. If you have it, maybe you remember. Were some rumors about Autobot forces in Cybertron's northern hemisphere. And yeah, I want to think it's related. And back to the game.
Cool.
And yeah, let's see the chats.
It's not in the game, but it's very often in Simon's dialogue as well.
I think, yeah, a lot of people are getting it, so yeah. We help them a lot. Or they knew. Either of the two.
Cool. I don't know if there is another question around. I can. Afterbreaker.
Yeah, I don't see any questions we haven't answered.
Well, it's another one that comes from time to time about having a crossover with GoBot. It's not up to us. We don't have the rights for that, and it's not likely at this moment. But yeah, thanks for sharing.
People are asking if we're ever going to have the... Oh, no, that's different. Oh, that's the previous week, sorry. I was going to answer the question from last week. So
I think Fabian has the winners.
Yeah,
I do have the winners.
Perfect. So yeah, finishing with this tangle, the answer is the Breakers. And the winners from Twitch, Tyrest for the WikiD from Quantum Atlas Rise, from YouTube, Tripticon from Alliance Mecha, and from Facebook, Combase Speak from Scorch Moon. So congratulations, winners! You get some goodies. Cool.
Let's jump straight into the next one. So the next question is like, Flamewar toys have been always a recolor or remold of which Autobot? So which Autobot is Flamewar's toys usually been a recolor or a remold?
Hint is not Grimlock. That was a bad one.
She's the same bot that she seems to really hate in the story from Simon Furman. Yeah. This could be the reason.
And there is some image of some of the. You can tell. I mean, because the basic forms and everything, and makes sense. It makes sense, this kind of grudge that there is between grudge these characters. Actually, in the screen.
Oh, that toy is very intricate.
yeah, there is some happy players because last weekend they could have and finish their 3-star combiner. We have one of these events every year where we guarantee you that you can unlock a 3-star combiner. So thank you. It's good to hear you're happy with that. And if you had already all of them, you could get some good amount of combat spark. So I think it was a good event.
Yeah. I like someone was asking about maybe next event they can unlock a 4-star combiner. I was like, no, sorry.
Yeah, you can figure out which one will be next year. It's we have released one and a half per year, so
There was already a question of which will be the combiner after that very one.
We'll see.
We'll see.
It might be something that no one expects, so we'll see.
Also, question about if we're going to get new Beast Wars characters soon.
Not soon, I think, but in the future, who knows?
Yeah, not soon. Not soon.
I think we'll probably get a few more, like some other like G1, probably G1 ones coming up, and there's always, of course, like more bots from these current combiners that we're trying to do. So yeah, still gonna have quite a few bots in the near future.
We do have winners.
That's cool.
What was the question again?
So the question was which Autobot is usually Flamewar's toys, like a reskin or a remold from, and the answer was RC, which actually is on the screen.
Oh, just absolutely by chance. I did it before we asked the question. I didn't even intend that. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. That's very weird. So the winners are High Cap Spock from Arc Insomnia. We have Ezio Sterion from OC Legio. And finally, we have Mr. Meat from Alpha Cartel. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations. It's been a good one.
Yeah, if we don't, we'll just recap what we talked about today. We talked about the event that's coming up on Friday, Full Force Routine. We have shown Dial and Overkill, the next combat bots. They are minion bots that you can equip on every bot in the game. They are coming. They're already live, right? They are coming this weekend. We also have shown Afterbreaker and Flamewar and their cool ability called Sabotage. Yeah, there are probably going to be some videos shared by our influencers this week, and they will be available next week in an event. And finally, we talked also a little bit about the Shanix store update. If you want to tell more about that, there was like this G1 chip.
Yeah,
and
the Omega Supreme parts that you can purchase for 5,000 Shanix if you don't have it already from the event. And yeah, more things to go, more things to come, I mean. But they will be gradually adding stuff.
Yeah, so that is the part that you will need to upgrade. So the part in the Shanix store that is available today is the part that you need to upgrade your Omega Supreme and Overlord to 3 stars. The 4-star part is coming in a few weeks, can we say, in an event.
Yeah.
Correct. And yes, Trenchfoot and Caliburs are on the premium combat chips, on the free, not yet on the 5-star. Well, they are there, but they are not in the preview lineup. So I will just push the preview lineup. Some people, I guess, it's surprised that they got them already, but they are there. It's just the preview.
So yeah, actually, they were talking about transport. So yeah, because they are there, but no, you cannot get dial on overkill for the saved up combat chips yet.
No, no,
The
no.
same thing, you cannot get like rank or shrewd. So those bots are still not in those free chips.
They will be
Or
next,
yeah,
but it's following kind of the cadence we have with bots. But at least they get guaranteed on the 5-star badge at some point. Like,
yeah. As long as you have all the 5 stars.
and this weekend you will have a bundle with Dial and Overkill, with Shroot and Rank and other characters. So it's also a good chance to get them.
So
Cool.
I think this is where we start wrapping up. As has been said, like yeah, we cover a lot of things in this stream. Lots of exciting things happen. We did say some things that's gonna happen soon. We probably will talk more about it in the next stream, 2 weeks time. More information about ability level 11. So stay tuned. More interesting stuff happening in the future.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Thanks everyone for joining us. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.